Yes, what we're calling a Victory Tuesday? Here on Boston has entered the chat October 14th. Yes, it's a Victory Tuesday inside our Salem 5 studios because the Bills' loss puts the Patriots back where they belong, atop the AFC East, baby. Travis Thomas, the Kasey Hudson, and Lucy Burge in the house here. We're partying because the Pats are back where they belong, ladies.
We're partying, and I don't like to critique you. You're my teammate, but like when you say the Bills lost, you can't put more behind that. You've got the punch in your voice.
Screw them.
They tanked. They had Robinson ruin their day and run 5 million rush yards over them. The rush yards that we wanted the Patriots to do, by the way, but you know what? I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be that nitpicky.
You should.
Okay, I am. If you want to stay on top of the AFC East and maybe contend for the top of the AFC whole, please, run game, show up.
Yeah, this does happen in real life, behind the scenes, everyone. I'm going to bring you behind the curtain because Case always takes the high road. I'm like, go lower. Take the low road.
You
Good
really
for
do.
you. Good for you. Luce, Patriots back where they belong.
Back where they belong. This is what we've been waiting for years. Finally, the Patriots are back on top of something. And now the Bills are cooked. The Bills are done. And you look at the rest of the division and the Patriots are going to run away with it, honestly. That's what's going to happen.
The opportunity is in the hands.
Just watch.
I love the trash
to
talk.
win the AFC.
I know, we're really feeling ourselves on this Tuesday.
This is what we know. First of all, let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Yep, no problem.
Bless your heart, Jets. I thought you would be good this year. Shame on me.
Shame on you.
Over.
6 L's.
Over.
Okay.
Tough.
The Dolphins. Now, your coach, he's like a cool nerd. I get it.
The pants, though.
Yeah. Tua, scrambled brains.
You're missing the best part.
Yeah,
Players aren't showing up to player-only meetings, so the buy-in is out.
It's not going to work for you,
5
okay?
L's.
Yep.
And then you, as Kay said, I mean, you just let people literally run all over you.
Can I get that for a second? You want an example?
Where's the heart?
You want an example?
Oh, no! I'm out for the season.
Exactly.
Lucy, you got it.
It's like I'm rewatching the game right now. That's what it is.
Sorry, guys.
I'm lucky to be alive, everyone.
You are.
And then the Patriots, back where they belong. Of course, with Drake May, who we're going to talk about because he's Drake May. He's the man. Did you see Devin McCourty on Sunday Night Football back talking that talk like he should? Listen to this.
There's an excitement. Drake May, the best quarterback from the 2024 class, Matthew Berry.
Stop that. Stop that.
Jaden Daniels.
Stop that. Yeah. Let me know when Drake May gets to an NFC championship game or even an AFC championship game.
He plays in New England. They only count Super Bowls.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough.
I like that, JC.
In the playoffs
appearances, right?
We like Drake May. He's not Jaden Daniels.
Hey, back talking that talk like he should. Now, I get it. I'll be honest. I think Jaden Daniels probably is the guy, but Drake May has closed that gap. Last year, we're like, oh, this Jaden Daniels guy, he's taking the league by storm. And Drake May, he didn't have much at offensive line, didn't have much at weapons, had nothing at head coach. And like now, hey, offensive line's playing well. Receiving core looks pretty good. In Vrabel, we trust. I think he's closed that gap now, and we can have a conversation. Drake May, Jaden Daniels, and I think now with Caleb beating Jaden Daniels last night, Caleb Williams has entered the chat as well. A lot of young, really good quarterbacks in this league, but Drake May could be at the top of the heap, no doubt about it.
Yeah, who was saying stop that to Devin McCourty? He's right. The guy is right. He's correct.
Yeah.
Drake May is the guy, and right now he is closing that gap. Of course, Jaden Daniels, offensive rookie of the year, whatever. Sophomore year, Drake May is the best one. With what he is working with, taking this franchise that has been down and out the past few years, not used to that, and bringing them back up and where they are right now in the standings, yes, he is the best one. He is the guy. Also, vibes category, yes. He's the best one.
Vibes are immaculate. Don't take our word for it. How about Patriots fans? Loving life right now at the Bills' misery. I mean, Luce, how about John Daly getting involved in Tiger's face?
Can't word this any better. The Patriots are back in first place. It just says it all right there. This is beautiful because we haven't had this in years. We need to be bathing in this. So thank you, Devin McCourty. Thank you for these tweets.
Over 1,300 days, I believe.
It's a lot of Lombardis on the ground there. 6
days.
Lombardis. How about this? Patriots fans posting divisional standing screenshots after after posting tankathon standing screenshots for the last 2 years. Don't I know it? I mean, all we talked about was what pick this team would get. Will it be number one? Will it be? Now it's all about the AFC East, baby. How about this one? Good run, Buffalo. It's over, baby. The Patriots are the best team in the AFC East again.
Yep.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. And then Zach Cox tweets this. The 4-2 Pats are now in first place in the AFC East with games still to come against, follow me, ladies, 1-5 Titans.
Yep.
1-5 Browns. The Jets, well, bless their heart, you get them twice. 2-4 Bengals, 2-4 G-Men, 1-5 Ravens, 1-5 Dolphins. I mean, it's all looking up, isn't it, for the Pats?
It sounds like you just auctioned off some wins, which is what we're all hoping for, in all honesty.
Dub.
Yeah. You get a win,
Right.
all the wins come to us here at the Patriots. But touching on something that Lucy mentioned just a moment ago, and like you mentioning Jaden Daniels doesn't really even enter the chat for, let's stick here for a second.
Yeah.
Drake May is a top 5 quarterback in the league right now, 1,522 passing yards. And the company that he gets to keep, Baker Mayfield, Matthew, you got Sam Darnold, I get it, whatever in the mix, but Dak Prescott, Stafford, you've got all of these high-end, high-quality leaders and quarterbacks, and he's literally sitting there at number 5, and then, sitting at number 2 when it comes to completion percentage behind Jared Goff. So in totality, what he's doing in the sophomore campaign, and we were sitting there thinking about the offensive line, how the play calling was going to go, how that was all going to work out for him. He's weathered a number of storms week 1, 2, and 3. And now he's just continuing to polish off his game and show like he can be mature and he can do different things to make sure that he can lead this team to be atop of the AFC East and maybe more.
I mean, Luce, you heard Case there. Men lie, women lie, but the numbers don't. Drake's numbers are right there. I mean, he's at the top of the league right now. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, would you rather have Jared Goff or Drake May right now? Because I'd have to think about it. I would maybe say, Drake May is not out of the question when it comes to
Well, it's because Drake brings you the legs, too, where Jared Goff's just going to stand there. He's kind of a statue. I'm not taking anything from him. I love the guy.
Yeah.
But Drake May can move. How many weeks?
Actually, Drake May is our run game.
I was just going to say, I mean, this is kind of a backhanded compliment because I don't want this to be the case. But how many weeks now have we seen Drake May be the leading rusher for this damn team? So they have to figure out a run game. I tell you what, going to Tennessee, I think this Titans team, we could see a lot like we did against the Saints where, yes, they're not very good. Yes, they don't have a ton of talent. But they're going to be scrappy.
They're going to make it
They're
interesting.
not, especially now, they don't have a coach. They have an interim head coach. They just fired their coach, okay? So they're going to come in there. They're not going to want Vrabel to have a revenge game. They want to win it and stick it to him. This Patriots team must find a way to win this game. Out of all those games we just looked at with the schedule where it's kind of soft, this is one you better win. Because you could lay an egg in a couple of those. We understand that. But you have to win this one for Vrabel. How does this team do it, though? Because I think it starts with the run game. You got to figure out how to run this damn ball. We can't have Drake May be the leading rusher in this game.
I would love that, but then I become that girl that's like, fool me once, fool me twice. Like, let's just get out of this conversation as a whole. But I will say, like, this is a good positioning to just start kind of working in the reps and those opportunities that you want to see from this team. Vrabel said it was an ugly win versus the Saints. I know they wanted that margin to be much, much, much bigger, and they could pack a punch versus the Titans, but like you said, this could also get ugly just because desperate teams make things unpredictable. What you want to see is just a better execution in just those little areas, not heavily relying on passing, not, starting to get Henderson those reps. You can take those opportunities and properly diagnose them throughout your game plan to where it won't impact you. And then Vrabel just talked about special teams doing more. You do need to see more because if this ends up being a claw out or a cat fight or whatever you want to call it, then special teams is going to come into play, and that's where they need to get much stronger. So I just want to continue to see Drake May be Drake May. We talked about it yesterday with John Lyons. He's stepping into the pocket. He's making decisions, or he's being decisive. He is not fearful of Chris Young coming at him or whatever his name is, So he's being the guy that can continue to just build off of his game, but around him is where we just see an opportunity for them to beat the Titans, kind of having more of a balanced attack.
Luce, Kasey makes such a great point because I could see this game playing out where, yes, in theory, the Patriots should blow this team out. But we know how this is going to go, don't we? Where this is going to be a closer game than it should be. Titans will hang in there. but the Pats have to figure out a way to get it done. I agree with Kasey that the Titans will figure out a way to kind of muck this game up. Don't you think that?
Sure, but there are a couple factors that are colliding in this game because you have the interim head coach narrative, where a lot of times a team, the game after their head coach is fired in season, and then they have an interim head coach, that next game they win or cover the spread. So
that's true.
That is one factor. However, on the other side of this, you have the narrative of Mike Vrabel coming back to face the organization that fired him when he was a better head coach record-wise.
Clearly.
So this
Made magic.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So you have those two facing off against each other, those two factors. However, I do see the Patriots, I would say covering. I would take them to cover and to win this game.
I love the fact that the Titans are looking at Mike Vrabel as the one who got away.
Right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Patriots,
he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, we're like the new hot, right? Like we just married him. Like we got, he's ours now.
Yep, exactly.
How dare you?
Like,
look,
don't you wish you were us?
Exactly. We're talking about all this, but Braves is like, relax. Okay, it's just a game. I ain't thinking about this. Let him tell it.
This is going to be probably a lot to be said about this, and I think would file under the category of, is it interesting or important? And I would probably say this would be very interesting, but in the end, not very important to our preparation or what we need to continue to try to do to improve as a team. But having spent, 6 years there or 7 years there, I mean, it's, I think it'll be nice to see some people that I haven't seen in a few years that helped us win, players and staff. But we've got a huge job here to do as we prepare for them.
Okay, ladies, I don't know Vrabel personally, okay? But throughout my career, just having beers with guys, I have asked, when you guys stand in front of the media, I've asked coaches and players this. When you stand in front of the media and you go against an old team and you say it's not personal, it's just another game, nothing to see here, no big deal, do you mean it or is it really personal? And all of them, to a T, have told me, oh, that's complete BS.
Yeah.
It is personal. We want to stick it to the old teams. You know damn well Vrabel wants to go in there and win this game.
Of course.
Of course, everything is personal.
Yes.
Everything is personal, no matter what he says. Of course he wants to stick it to them. Of course he does. This is about respect. This is about showing them, like, now I'm the head coach of a team that is winning. And look at you guys. Like, oh, don't you wish you hadn't fired me? Of course. That is so personal to get fired. Yes. So it's not just all business. So, of course, this is important to him, but he's not going to say that. Because then the Titans are going to be like, oh, well, now that's how you don't want to give them anything. You don't want to give them any emotion. And that's how, other teams will prepare for playing against you. So he doesn't want to give them any of that. You want to be the nonchalant guy. Like, it doesn't matter. I've moved up to the past behind me. I've moved forward.
It's all personal.
Of course he's going to be smiling if they beat the Titans. It's going to be great.
I'm just asking to see him run down the field. I'm asking for a big play where we see the wheels come on for Vrabel so that he can be like, I didn't care. I was not invested. It was interesting. It was actually just an interesting game. No, of course it means something. And then for this aspect, I feel like it means a lot because there was just a lot of disrespect kind of put on not only Mike Vrabel's approach, but how he kind of made that program come back to life. There was a number of people, even when we started talking about the Patriots here in Boston and End of the Chat, like, what success has Vrabel ever had? He got this team to the postseason. Like, his whole resume comes into call when a team not only fires you, but then makes it seem like you didn't do this massive, have this massive difference or impact. So, of course, I feel like it's going to be personal, but that's just perfect Mike Vrabel nature to be like, hey, it's a game. It's going to be an interesting game. Let's just get to the game.
Hey, Greg, if I could, I would love to see those standings again. Call us 617-790-0928. We're talking Patriots. We can't get the standings, but we know who's at the top. It's the Patriots. And here's the thing. As I'm talking to the ladies, I'm starting to gas my own self up because I'm thinking, okay, you're atop the division. We just looked at the schedule. It's easier than we all thought. And now all of a sudden, Lucy Burge, will you say those magic words that the Patriots, will you tell them, where the Patriots going this year, Luce? Tell them.
I'm ready to say.
Yeah.
Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl.
Woo! Yeah! Tweet coming in 3, 2. She'll tweet it out later.
Tweet is coming.
She'll
It's
tweet it.
scheduled. It's scheduled release for today. Yes.
Schedule release.
She'll tweet it
Get
later,
ready.
but she
Stand by.
said it here. She
First.
said it here.
Said it here first. It's going to work out eventually. But if we don't want to go as far as Super Bowl talk, I think we can almost entertain a conversation about the AFC as a whole.
I mean, yes.
Steelers,
Of course you can.
Colts. I mean, these are the teams that are sitting at the top right now.
Now there's a guy in Kansas City who's got me a little concerned.
They're
right
ranked
now.
third out west. I don't want to hear it. I'm not talking about the Chiefs.
The way he's playing right now, I'm a little concerned. But if you can get to the postseason and anybody can knock those Chiefs off, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Do you guys
Why
understand?
not us, Trav?
I would be evicted out of New England if the Patriots ruin it for the Chiefs. I will lose my ever-loving mind. I'll be the happiest person alone, but Boston might kick me out.
Well, your neighbors they sick of you. With these Bruins games, they sick of you already.
And we're going West Coast. Are you kidding me? 10 p.m. The volume goes up.
No doubt. Hey, speaking of Bruins, we will talk Bruins in this show as well. We got all the business here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. When we come back, we'll explore what's trending in the world of sports. Spoiler alert, we're talking them all show long as well. So stay with us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. And remember, 8 a.m. Monday through Friday on Nesson, we're partying. 9 a.m. Monday through Friday on Nesson Nation, we're partying. Bottom line, RSVP and party with us on Boston Has Entered the Chat. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Boston Has Entered the Chat. Time now to explore what's trending in the world of sports. I try to.
I like that the dance move is now incorporated.
Try to
a
throw
little
it
bit
off.
of shuffle there.
Throw it off in the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're doing things.
Monday Night Football last night. Now, we talked about the Bills' misery. But we didn't talk about the Bears Commanders, which was really a great game. Caleb Williams, from the area, went home and ripped the Commanders' hearts right out of their chest.
Ew.
Last second win, 25-24, walk-off, field goal. You lose, Commanders. That's how that goes. Bears win.
Yeah, sorry, but I'm just so angry because I had the Bills -4.5. So if you also had that and you were watching the other game, you were tuning into this one because it was a doubleheader. So I was like, I'm done with this one.
It always goes back to
I was going to say, I can imagine some hurt pockets today.
Yeah.
This is why I watch you guys.
Yes.
I'm here for you all.
Yes.
I create the safe space for the wounds. So, Lucy,
Thank you.
I got you
Thank
covered.
you.
Yeah.
Outside of that, though,
It's like you lost.
yeah, scenario on that.
Rough.
Closet and refrigerator. That's where money belongs. Look, Caleb Williams, this was a statement win because how many times has there been comparisons to certain QB classes? And then, we gave him a little bit of cushion at one point, being like, how would you function behind a disgusting offensive line?
Yeah.
Then there was just kind of attitude, altitude things. You already know the situation that you're in, so how can you do better within your control?
Yes.
So all of that playing into this whole matchup versus Jaden Daniels. And, oh, by the way, he's not the one that turned over the ball either. 252 passing yards. He made sure to keep everything so concise and a nail biter because they pulled it off by 1 point. So I'm happy for Williams being able to start kind of changing things in terms of these head-to-heads that tend to pop up.
Well, look, you brought up that draft class.
Yep.
That's a damn good draft class, though. Because now Caleb is starting to ball. We know what Drake's doing.
All of these guys are becoming the head of their franchise.
Jaden's already had success, and he looks like the real deal. We're not taking away from him.
Yeah.
Bo Nix can play.
I've loved Bo Nix since day one.
I know that Robinson was a star last night, but Michael Penix looks like he can play. We don't know about J.J. McCarthy. He gets hurt. We'll see.
Yeah.
But with that coach and Justin Jefferson, it feels right. I mean, this is it could be an all-time draft class, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
It could be.
I wouldn't go against that.
Yeah, you have guys avoiding the sophomore slump when it comes to their second year, and they are closing the gap. So Jaden Daniels is like, these guys are maybe as good as I am. So I think watch out for that.
I also think, too, low-key, I think the Commanders will be fine in the sense of we're seeing how the Eagles are playing right now. That division feels like it could be wide open. So the Commanders maybe can figure it out. But I think the Bears, low-key, no one's talking about them. I think the Bears are a tough team.
Well,
and that could be a
North is
wild card team.
competitive.
Like, I could see the Packers winning the division, but the Bears could be in play for a wild card. They play really good defense. They can run the ball, and Caleb is coming into his own now, and they got weapons all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, running the ball was part of their victory last night, that's for sure. But I feel like the NFC North has always been pretty competitive. Even when these teams look dumpster fire on paper, like, they definitely play each other extremely close. So I wouldn't be mad to see that happen.
Good point. All right, let's talk baseball now, because the Mariners absolutely slapped the Toronto Blue Jays last night. I mean, so now they have a 2-0 commanding lead in the series. Here's a tweet. Mariners head home with a 2-0 series lead. And by the way, 10-3 your final, it was just lifeless. Like, when you watch this, it looks like the Blue Jays just know we can't do anything against these guys.
Left half their players back in Toronto?
Yeah, exactly.
They might as well at this
They
point.
were like the Bills, basically. Like, just got buried.
Guys are missing planes and buses because something's happening.
Exactly,
here.
missed the bus, just like the Bills' defense last night. No, I'm ready to say the Blue Jays are cooked. Like, the Mariners are just going to sweep this series and then go on to the World Series.
Okay.
They're right behind the Dodgers when it comes to odds to win the World Series. So I think they're right there, and I think they're going to end up being the ones to.
This is a safe space for all of us, right? Can we have a real combo? Does anyone, I'm inviting us all in here. Does anyone care anymore since the Sox lost, stay with me, and then, no, Yankees lose? I don't care anymore. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Sox are out, so I'm not rooting for anyone per se. Yankees lost, so I'm really happy. There's nothing, I just don't care that much. Am I the only one?
No, the rooting interest has faded.
Yeah.
And I am right there with you. I am one of the biggest baseball fans you could find. And even I have checked out a bit. Because you've got rooting for the Red Sox, that's out. Then you have the Yankees hate watch, that's out. And then what? Like, there's no rooting or rooting against or rooting interest left. So what remains is just checking out.
I don't know. If you want to keep salting up the Yankees fans, then just kind of watch them go after Blue Jays fans and players and everything as if they're in a position to do so.
It's over.
How dare they?
Honestly, my baseball connection right now is just living for Alana Rizzo's tweets.
I love Alana Rizzo.
Shout
outs to her.
She's
family,
the best of the best.
family to the program, just like you. So call us, 617-790-0928. Get in here. Do you feel the same way as us? Sox are out, Yankees lose. You're just like, whoevs. But on the NL side of things, game one, the Dodgers took that from the Brewers. And I know it was controversy and all this kind of stuff, but this was it. I mean, the Dodgers are telling you. 8 shutout innings of one-hit baseball. Yeah, Blake Snell is nasty, baby. He was filthy McNasty last night. And I'll be honest, Luce, I don't think this is the best Dodgers team I've seen in the last 4 or 5 years. It feels like a down year for them. I don't trust that bullpen at all. I'm not a big Dave Roberts fan, but at the end of the day, it still feels to me as though the Dodgers are going right back to the World Series, and they're probably going to win this damn thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, no matter what Dodgers team we see, it's just going to be the Dodgers by default. Like, can somebody just take this team down? The Mariners, maybe. Like, please, because it's getting boring.
I know.
Like, Shohei Ohtani wins everything. We get it. Like, we get it.
I know.
Happy for Mookie Betts. Like, Kike Hernandez. Like, great. Can we get guys like that? Like, it's going to be them again.
I know.
I would love to see the Mariners upset in this situation. It feels like it's going to be Mariners versus Dodgers.
Which is a good World Series, by the way. Like,
I would take
that's
it.
That's a good matchup, 2 storied franchises.
Yeah.
It's very West Coast, but respect to them. Like, it kind of works as a World Series.
But before we get there, I do need to give some respect, even though Brewers fans are completely imploding at the moment, because they're feeling like they've seen this before.
They have.
Yeah, and it's not from a Nostradamus point of view. It's actually just like the horror that they have lived through. But as close as it was, there was just a number of moments that were very confusing, just like very much like, what the heck am I watching? So like, maybe if they can curve the normal fate of just things imploding.
They can't.
All right.
This is what they do.
Actually, the last team I said that about was the Blue Jays, and look where we're at,
well, they're both. It's funny we're talking about both of them in this segment because it's very similar.
Yeah.
Blue Jays have the opposite issue of the Brewers.
Getting to the postseason.
Yes, like during the regular season, the Blue Jays will score 1 million runs on you, right? They're an offensive juggernaut. But then when you get there, you don't have the pitching depth enough to win it, right? Brewers are the opposite. They have arms galore, but they don't have enough offense. So when you get there and it matters, you can't get it done. Both of these teams are very similar, and they're both going to be on vacation in 3, 2, you're out of here. I'm just telling you.
Yep, everyone's going to meet each other in Cancun.
Yeah.
Because that has been the chirp for everybody. If I get one more how's your team doing in Cancun? We're all going to be there.
Yeah.
Relax, unless you're the
Can we
Dodgers.
go for support?
Yeah, I mean,
Morale support?
we would like to offer our services for any loser team that's in Cancun right now.
Except for the Yankees.
Except for the Yankees. Hit us up. We'll come out and do whatever you need. We'll just hang out with you. We'll just boost morale.
Yeah,
That's what we are.
Yeah.
We're morale
boosters.
Yeah. 617-790-0928. Call us. Get in here. We're talking Patriots kicking everyone's arse. That's the best thing.
Yep.
We're going to talk Bruins later in the show.
Yep.
We're making fun of teams who lost in the postseason, except the Red Sox. They're on the exempt list because we love them. But everyone else we're making fun of. So call us, get in here and do it.
And for a morale boost, I mean, your pockets should be okay if things continue on this route.
Well,
just if you want a second to take the platform.
Thanks for bringing that up, Case.
Yeah.
Could I have the ISO cam, Greg? Thanks. I just want everyone to know I took a ticket out on the Mariners, 7-1 to win the American League. It's looking good right now.
Very
Thank you.
smart.
Yes.
Looking very
After coming in and sweating for weeks. But you know what? I'm a team player. Credit where credit's
we
due.
won't talk about that. We won't talk about that.
Basically, you're a jerk.
More coming up. Roll with us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Y'all two are crazy.
Sorry.
Welcome back into Boston Has Entered the Chat. How about our guy Lou Merlone saying he'll be back? This is in regards to Alex Bregman. Someone tweeted at him, "Yo, Lou, will Alex Bregman be back with the Sox?" Lou wrote back, "He'll be back." All right, I did the Arnold part, but you get it. All right, let's bring him in. Nat Gordon of the Play Tessie podcast. Welcome back home, family.
It feels like home here.
Yes.
It really does.
It is
Yeah.
home for you, and we'll lead with that. Will Alex Bregman actually be back with the Sox?
Yeah, it's weird because you have this gray area period of time before the World Series ends, and the decisions all have to happen 5 days after that.
Yeah.
So you don't hear anything. But my mind hasn't changed.
Okay.
I still think he's going to be back. I don't know how it's going to happen. It might end up being one of these long stare downs, like hopefully not as long as last year was. But
Sure.
I still think these two sides need each other. Right?
I do too.
They need each other more than anyone else needs them, and they need anyone else. So it kind of feels like in the end, that's where it's going to go.
So this was just business with him opting out. So in a lot of ways, I'm putting words in mouths here, but I'm assuming that the team knew he was going to opt out. Conversations are starting or ongoing, I would assume, and they're going to figure out how to keep him here, but for more money. That's what this is about. Yes?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, when they sign a contract like this, you know that if he's as good as you want him to be, when you're paying him $40 million a year, you want him to be a really good player, impact your organization, and he did that.
Yeah.
And so you know that if that happens, he's going to opt out, and you're going to have some things to work on next offseason. That's just where we are in the timeline.
How much of this, because you kind of mentioned basically we all know how impactful he is, but I feel like he took over the whole makeup of this team that we were saying about Duran heading into the trade deadline. How much does the value actually raise in terms of his leadership qualities over the play? Because it feels like the play can at least solidifiably be there for 2-3 more years to come. He very much proved there's no wear and tear on his body. Bounced back from injury like it was nothing this year as well.
Yeah, I mean, you see the numbers sort of start to crater a little bit in the second half, but his leadership in the clubhouse, like you talk about, is why, in my opinion, that's not going to matter for the opt-out decision. He has so much leverage here because of what he meant to that room, because of what he means to the young players coming up. We saw how good guys like Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, Christian Campbell in April, how good these guys can be, but so much of that. And even a guy like Cedon Rafaela with his crazy streak in June, he attributed that to Alex Bregman and some of the advice he was getting from Bregman.
Those phone calls that we all started to learn about.
Come to my room.
It's crazy. It's unbelievable how much of an impact this guy can have off the field and on other guys on the field. And if that guy leaves the clubhouse, if that guy's out of the room, you really don't know what's going to happen. That top dog spot now being wide open, it's a tough spot to be in. I don't think the Red Sox are going to let it get there.
Yeah, you see him constantly with the iPad with Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer. You've got people like Duran saying, well, in the clubhouse, whenever he starts talking, everybody shut up because it's like in a movie theater. We need to hear what he is saying. How do you replace something like that? Should this go against what Lou Merlone is always right?
Yes, he is.
But if this time it doesn't end up being the case, how do you replace someone like Alex Bregman?
Well, to start, you can't replace the leadership of a guy like Alex Bregman. If we're talking replace the talent on the field, there's a couple avenues you could go. Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, hit 49 homers this year.
Yep.
You can move Marcelo Meyer over to third base, chase a guy like Bo Bichette. Like he hit he hits over 300 seemingly like every single season. But again, like as good as these guys are as players, they're not Alex Bregman in the locker room.
No,
they're not. That void will be felt even if on the field you're seeing these guys slug and you're seeing some of the talent, some better offense next year maybe than you had at times this year. You're going to feel that void in the leadership, and I don't know another player that can jump into an organization and take it over like Alex Bregman did.
Yeah, I mean, some of this too. I always bring this up, Luce. No one talks about the other teams that were vying for Bregman at the time.
Right.
I remember the Tigers were trying to get him.
Big time.
And the Tigers are very similar to the Sox in that they're a young team, and we saw them flame out, by the way. Young team trying to figure it out. Imagine that team with a Bregman. They maybe could have got over the hump and still been playing right now. That's something to think about, too. So a lot of this is, yes, of course you want to keep Bregman because of what he brings to the clubhouse, the talent, the production. I get it.
Right.
But there's got to be some defense to this, too. Keep his arse away from the Tigers or anyone else, for that matter, in the AL trying to get over the hump when you yourself are trying to get over the hump. So let me ask you this, man. What is the wish list for you this offseason? Because I have got to have a bona fide number 2 starting pitcher to complement our Viking, okay, Ward Pig. I need someone to compliment him. Joe Ryan feels right, but I'll take other names, okay? I need a big-time bat at first base. I have some things here. I need Bregman back. I need Story back, who also opted out. I need a lot of things. What's your wish list?
Yeah, I mean, first off, everything this offseason starts with what happens with Alex Bregman and Trevor Story. Because, like, if those guys are back, your offseason gets a lot easier.
Yes.
If they opt out, now you're looking at a couple other check boxes to check off this winter. But let's say they're back. What you said is right. You need a number 2 starting pitcher. Obviously, they tipped their hand. They know they need a number 2 starting pitcher. You saw it at the deadline. Like they went very hard after Joe Ryan at the trade deadline.
Too hard, because they got stuck. They got handcuffed.
Yeah, exactly. And you ended up with Dustin May down the stretch as your rotation ad. It didn't work out. But yeah, I think this offseason you're going to see them pick up right where they left off with him. They tried really hard after Sandy Alcantara too.
That's right.
I wonder if they'll go after a Mackenzie Gore or even maybe a Tarek Skubal if he becomes available.
Oh, don't you do that to me, Nat. Don't do that to me.
Starting to hear that being sprinkled into things. That's all. Yeah.
Tigers have a decision to make. Can you let that guy play out the final year of his deal?
Bro,
I don't know.
They get Skubal,
I don't know.
And Crochet. What are we doing here?
I'd be sick.
Yeah, imagine, and granted, they probably wouldn't even be in a wild card series if they had those two. But like, imagine if they were though. Like, it's over before it starts.
No. Exactly. If they get Skubal, that Lucy Burge tweet of the Red Sox are going to win the World.
I would tweet it immediately.
That's going to
hit. They will win the World Series.
We all have our eyes on the retweet button. Look, I love playing the what if list. I love playing the wish list. But in order to really make big moves, that means there potentially might be big sacrifices. I think we've overkilled the drum of like, hey, you could maybe move on from a Durant to try to make some magic happen. Rumor mill, hear me, rumor mill has it that some prospects can be thrown into the mix, i.e. Christian Campbell, to make some magical moves happen. Have you heard anything about this? Or more importantly, do you feel like they would ever explore this idea? Because I feel like they've got a great foundation with their young guys. And you said it months ago, the future really is bright. I don't think a lot of big moves have to be made for this team.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of what's available, you go back to what even they said it at the trade deadline, like nothing was off the table in their pursuit of a high-end starting pitcher. I think it's going to be the same this offseason. I really don't think anything's going to, like, save for Roman Anthony. Roman Anthony's obviously not going anywhere.
Sure.
But anything else, I think they know they need this starting pitcher so badly that anything will be on the table. I mean, you had our guy Rob Bradford reporting that I believe 2 of the 3 of Peyton Tolley, Justinson Garcia, the password, and Franklin Arias were on the table for the Twins for Joe Ryan. I don't know if, like, obviously the calculus changes, and you saw Peyton Tolley in his electric debut in the major leagues, so who knows how that's changed. But it just goes to show you that, I mean, that's a substantial offer for an obviously really good starting pitcher. But if they were willing to go there then, and now you see where they are right now, it's basically where they were minus Lucas Giolito.
Yeah.
So you maybe need him even more now than you did in the summer. So, I expect everything to be on the table, and hopefully they end up with the guy.
Yeah, so I don't know if you noticed Lou Merloni's Twitter avatar is a polar bear. And you have people like Lou Merloni, like Rob Bradford, who are pushing for Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Do you see them acquiring Pete Alonso in any way, shape, or form for what will this happen?
Well, I do think they need that caliber of bat. That's right atop my wish list along with the starting pitcher. But yeah, I think there's 3 prime bats, maybe 2, and then like a 1B or something.
Schwarber?
Like Kyle Schwarber.
Yes.
I feel like those tweets went off after you two's last conversation here on chat.
I
It
need
was just,
Schwarber.
like, mental.
I love Schwarber.
Like the Red Sox, their team leader in home runs last year was Trevor Story at 25.
Right.
Pete Alonso had 38. Kyle Schwarber was 54, 56.
Yeah, sounds right.
And Eugenio Suarez was 49. Like I think Alonso and Schwarber are the 2 top dogs there. But even if it is Suarez, he may not be the complete player that the other 2 are. But that's a guy who's going to hit the ball out of the ballpark too. They need home runs in this lineup. Like you see a team like the Mariners making the run that they're making, and it's because they've got a guy in Cal Raleigh hitting 60 home runs. A guy like Eugenio Suarez who hit 49. They've got J-Rod in that lineup. They've got Josh Naylor in that lineup. They've got Jorge Polanco hitting in the clutch in that lineup. Like we talk about the Mariners pitching staff, but that lineup is awesome. And the Red Sox have the potential to have a lineup just like that. But they do need the power to do it.
Lucy, ask him how much he believes in that Mariners.
Yeah, speaking of the
Ask
Mariners.
him who he thinks
I love the Mariners.
They're going to win the World Series,
You're
man.
them as your
And he
World
said it
Series
louder,
pick.
so proud of you for that.
Dead. You screamed it.
To the rooftops. Mariners.
Would you like to declare that they're going to win the World Series?
Mariners to the moon.
Wow.
World Series
to the
champs.
moon.
Beating the Dodgers, because that's who it's going to be. You know this.
Would we be excited to see that, though?
Yeah. Oh,
Don't-
really?
Oh.
I'm counting
Maybe,
them out.
maybe I'm down on the Dodgers. I don't know. I know they won last night. I know they're up 1-0.
Yeah.
There's with that bullpen, and I know Roki
know.
Sasaki's been good, but that bullpen every single night makes it interesting.
Right.
Wow.
The Brewers led Major League Baseball in wins this year. Are the Dodgers really going to be able to hold them back for 3 more wins? I don't know.
Yes.
But if they do,
Something.
Mariners to the moon.
Wait, so
Okay.
fate can change for the Brewers? Because we were just talking about how doom and gloom fans were last night about
Yeah,
here
they
we go
should be.
again. Brewers
Yes.
always do this. And
So
people
close.
laughing at them, too, on
Yes.
social media. Hate to bring that up, but I just needed to know what the 4-1-1 was there. You believe the Brewers can maybe make this more interesting than they're getting credit
Please.
for?
If Bryce
Please.
Terang just doesn't dodge the pitch,
That's
like they might win the
true.
game.
Big difference.
Maybe.
That's
But
true.
they did it,
But he
Gordo.
didn't dodge the pitch. Human instinct.
This is what they
don't know.
do,
I mean,
bro.
I know.
I would ditch that, too.
It was.
You
It's,
gotta get
At this
hit.
age.
You gotta just take it. You have to eat that.
No.
it's like, come on, just stand there.
Just for
Stand there.
just for context, going back to the Sox, how big is this offseason? Because look, for a couple years around here, it's like, oh, hopefully they spend money. Hopefully those days are gone. I mean, the old
They're
days are
ending.
back now. Now, we saw it, to be fair, last offseason was huge. Getting Bregman, obviously trading for Crochet, we get it. But how big is this offseason now in context for years? I mean, you've cheered for this team your whole life.
Yeah.
Like, I guess in power rankings of off seasons, where's this one at for you?
It's maybe a tick behind last offseason because last offseason they had to get everything right.
Right.
And they did.
They did.
Like, in the offseason, like Bregman, Crochet, Chapman, Narvaez, like those are huge, impactful moves that they got right.
The deadline wasn't great, but the
deadline was not.
offseason was money.
The offseason was money.
Yes.
You don't need to get the A+ that you needed to get last offseason. But that said, to get this team to the position where we're not talking about getting to the playoffs.
Sure.
We're talking about getting that first round bye and getting to the World Series, and those are the expectations. Like, yeah, there are a couple big moves that need to be made, and you're right. It's not about whether they're going to spend the money now, because I feel like they've shown that when the team is ready to compete, they'll do that, and they've said it over and over again. And this last offseason, they did that.
Yeah.
But the question is, are they gonna hit it right? Because it doesn't matter if you sign Pete Alonso and he hits, 210 with 15 homers next year. It doesn't matter that
Right.
you spent the money.
Yeah.
So you got to
Right.
get it right, like you did last year.
So fit matters, right? Like Bregman's a great fit.
Yeah.
Crochet was
Of
a great
course,
fit.
like
Fit
the Mets
matters.
turned on Soto how long
Good
after
point.
him being there because he wasn't doing exactly what they
good
paid
point.
him all the money to do. So I love that you mentioned a tick behind because the reality is they didn't know how Crochet would handle the workload. There were still question marks behind these
Yep.
acquisitions.
It was a gamble.
You gave us an underdog last time you were here. Is there anybody flying under the radar that could just fit the Red Sox?
Ooh.
Well,
Ooh.
in terms of starting pitching, I would put it at Mackenzie Gore.
Okay.
Because
I like him.
That's a guy with control. I mean, his second half last year was not good. It was an ERA around 7.
Eee.
But that's a guy who, yeah.
Did you hear the sound effect?
It caught me off guard. Goodness.
You're not
Okay.
wrong. But he's got the stuff to be great, and he showed he can be great in the first half, and maybe he was battling something, ended up going on the IL.
Yeah.
Sure.
But that's a guy who, if the Red Sox had gotten at the trade deadline last year, we all would have been saying, that's the number 2 guy.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This offseason, I don't know, maybe the narrative would shift if the Red Sox get the guy. People would kind of recognize, the kind of stuff that he has.
Sure.
But that's a guy who, even though he may not be the name that a Tarek Skubal or a Joe Ryan or a Sandy Alcantara is, he could be just as good.
By the way, I mean, a lot of questions.
Maybe not a Skubal.
A lot of, maybe not that.
Maybe not a Skubal.
But as a number 2, he could be the guy. I'll say this too. Let's not forget, okay? Like with Garrett Crochet, there were questions about him.
Yeah.
He was on a losing team. It wasn't his fault. And his ERA didn't look like a zip code. You heard Kasey's reaction to the ERA. His ERA was there. His strikeouts were there. But there were questions about, can he win? Can he be an ace? Can he be the guy?
Right.
There's always questions about some of these.
Can he pitch a full season?
Can he pitch a full season? So, it's not, this stuff isn't an exact science, right, Gordo?
No, I mean, so much of it is about projection, especially, with the Red Sox getting Crochet last year. That's a guy mid-20s who has not started a full season, and you're trying to make sure you can project that he's going to be that dude for a full season and maybe even take a step forward, which he sure did. He was way better this year than he's ever been.
Yeah.
So, obviously they could chase a guy who has been great in the past, like a Skubal or an Alcantara, Cy Young winners. But again, it's about not what you've done in the past. It's about what are you going to do for me on the field when you're here?
Yeah.
So if they trade for a lesser name and he comes out there and finishes top 15 in the Cy Young,
boom.
Just as good.
Yeah.
We're happy.
You hit the lottery, is what you did.
Yeah.
I just want to end this segment taking a shot at the Yankees. The best thing about the Red Sox offseason is that Boone and Cashman keep their jobs. Is that fair to say for me?
Yeah, they feel like they've got job security for life at this point.
Awesome.
For
Love that.
life.
For life. Stay there forever. Would you? Hey, call us. We're talking Red Sox too. Get in here. 617-790-0928. We are talking Red Sox. We're talking Bruins when we come back. We led the show with the Patriots, kicking everyone's butt in the AFC East. We got all the business here. Call us. Get in here. Nat, we love you, man. We appreciate you, brother.
Our favorite guys. Are those hamstrings tight, bud?
Yeah, definitely. I'm out for the season. Bruins talk when we come back. I'm going to go ice this. Oh,
Let's
Lord.
help him out. Help him out.
Oh, Lord.
It's going to be a lot of up and downs during the season, but we want to stay consistent. I think that's going to be the biggest message for us, or for me, to my guys. Be consistent. We're going to take the day tomorrow. It's probably the only 2 days in between we have in a long, long time, so we're going to use it, and we're going to be ready in Vegas.
Woo, I hope they are ready in Vegas, because this road trip, Lord have mercy for the Bruins. We'll get into it here, taking your phone calls, as always. 617-790-0928. Call us, get in here, talk Bruins. I mean, listen, they lost their first game yesterday, Case. I know you were in the building. We talked about it. We tried to predict what would happen in this game, and we were pretty much spot on in a lot of ways.
Not the rest of us.
I had the opposite team, though. I had a 4-3 final, but I had the Bruins winning it. They lose to the Lightning yesterday in the matinee, 4-3. Let's start there before we go out west with this hellacious schedule. What are your takeaways from yesterday's loss for this team?
My takeaways are something very simple in a sense. Like, if you're going to get away from your game, if you're going to play an ugly game, you're not in a position to do that with where this roster is and how they're starting to, get on this new era with Marco Sturm.
Sure.
Because it was ugly on both sides. There was a number of turnovers on both sides. It's just that the Lightning were able to capitalize on the turnovers. The Bruins were not. So one of those first goals. And then also just like, you saw it during training camp, as a matter of fact. The drills had changed. The guys had talked about the intensity of this training camp. A focus was working on breakouts. Some of the breakouts versus the Tampa Bay Lightning yesterday just looked like they were in slow motion. And you can't do that versus a fast team, a skilled team. And so with some of the hesitation that came into play when they were trying to start transitioning from their defensive zone to the offensive zone, you saw the Lightning capitalize on that. Gensel gets his stick on McAvoy's and then creates a turnover opportunity. Boom, a goal comes from Anthony Cirelli.
Right.
Then there's another moment where it just felt like the defense just kind of froze up a little bit. There's a turnover, they can't keep the puck in play, and before you know it, boom, comes another goal from the Tampa Bay Lightning. That was Holmberg setting up Yanni Gourde, which is a complete menace. And then I mentioned Brandon Hagel. He He had 2 takeaways. He had 5 scoring chances. He just had so many opportunities. So if it's going to come to an ugly duel, this is not a battle that the Bruins want to be in. And I know we say hard to play, but they worked against themselves in the matter of like not being able to clean up the turnovers. The other big factor, your power play can't go 0 for 5.
Yeah.
Those are goals, those are points, those are opportunities. And then, oh, by the way, when the PK was on, you allowed 2 shorthanded opportunities. Luckily, they didn't cash in, but special teams really crippled them yesterday.
Sure.
And that's something, again, just a little margin that you have to tilt. You get those power play goals, you're talking about a different game here.
Yeah.
They had a fantastic second period. Well, fantastic, but they had a much better second period.
Right.
But to see the fight, to see the bounce back, to see like usually the second period doesn't work in their favor and they were able to flip the script, there are still many positives in the battle that the Bruins produced yesterday.
In that second period, Jordan Harris scored his first goal. He talked about it after this game. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful goal.
Too?
Here he is.
Really cool. It's something that I've dreamed about, something that I've seen thousands of times on TV, so really special, especially to be able to do it here at home.
How do you guys kind of assess how that game went and the pushback you guys had?
I mean, the pushback is definitely a positive. I think we need to start better. Since the beginning of the preseason, I think we've been really resilient. Like, we had a lot of wins in preseason coming back in the third period, and that's great. But it's also not great, to be trailing and trying to claw back all the time. So definitely some positives to take away, but we got to be better, and we know we can be better.
Ladies, local boy gone good here. I mean, honestly, local kid scoring his first goal with the Bruins. What could be better than this?
You can't write it any better than that, really.
No, and I feel like what made it even sweeter was the momentum that kind of bounced off of his goal as well. So again, another positive to throw into the mix was how the Bruins made adjustments throughout the game. So like you said, they didn't have the start that they wanted to have. That was honestly the last way that they wanted to start that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then leave it to me, I did yell at John Cooper a little bit yesterday after the game. He changed so much up on me. After things to consider, I was like, your goalie's different, JJ Moser's in, you switched up everything. But that is why he is a strategist at that. With those changes, though, you have a goalie in Johansson who's actually been really good at stopping high danger chances. 2 years ago, he led the league throughout his time above Vasilevsky for stopping high danger goals. So you saw the Bruins consistently trying to get net front. Didn't really pay off because there was ways that there was a number of times that nobody was there to try to polish anything off. But then they had to make the adjustment. Stop trying to get net front. Stop trying to get those greasy goals and start ripping it mid-range. Jordan Harris being the one that did that. Kasey Middlestat being another one that did that. So the adjustments are a positive.
Luce, I know they lost their first game yesterday and we're talking about it, but I mean, they're 3-1 on the season. It was their first loss here. Mm-hmm. I almost feel as though the expectations for this team, at least so far this season, they've been pretty good, yeah?
Oh, I think so far this season they have exceeded expectations. So that's what Marco Sturb said. Heading into this season, what he wanted to see, his goal is growth.
Yep.
You look at last season, 4 games in, they were 2-2. This year, they're 3-1. That's growth. That's a better record. So just by default, that's growth right there. So if they can not pass up the opportunities they have been passing up, power play opportunities, and score the goals that they are missing out on, this team will, I think, continue to exceed expectations. Even though the perfect season is now off the table, 81-1 is not.
The eye roll.
She's sticking with this, Kasey. She's going to stick with this. I know.
Will they win the Stanley Cup? Maybe. But, will they go 3-0 on this road trip? Maybe. But, I think that they are exceeding expectations so far.
If you're going to do all the things Lucy's saying, Pasta better be your leader. Marco Sturm talked about this. Take a listen.
He's our leader. He does everything. He wants to win. He was good on the bench. But he does everything right. Now we just have to dial in on the power play or man advantage or 6-on-5. Other than that, I can't say anything negative to all my guys. It's just again, those top guys gotta come up big in big moments.
Okay, I'm looking at the upcoming road trip. We have got to talk. Thursday night in Vegas against the Golden Knights, Saturday against Avalanche, Sunday at the Mammoth. This is a hellacious road trip. I want to get your take on this, but I want to hear from Morgan Geekie first, because when I look at the schedule, I look at yesterday as, damn, I wish you had won that game, because now you're still unbeaten. You have that momentum going into this. Here's Geekie.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we got a lot of new faces this year, and We had a lot of change after the deadline, so to kind of get away and just have it, be the guys for a little bit, it's good. Spend time, and I think that's one of the best things about hockey is just being able to spend, every day with guys, especially on the road. So go to dinner with some new guys and form some new groups. We got an awesome group of guys, and it's not cliquey at all. So you go to dinner every night with a different guy. So we're looking forward to it, and we're just going to keep using it as a stepping stone and getting better.
Okay, maybe team bonding will help out here, right? Because this schedule's tough, but you're already out there. You're hanging out, you're bonding. Is that going to help them during this road trip?
Big time. We've heard it from players time and time again. That's also why the Global Series became very popular, because teams would be off to hellacious starts, go overseas, play, but they have this extra time to spend together. Those dinners, those team dinners, are way more impactful than people even realize. So having that day, having that extra downtime, bonding, getting to know each other, that's when you see them make those plays to put their back on the line for the guy that they're playing next to. And we've seen them stand up for each other when it comes to dropping the gloves, but you can't necessarily ask for more discipline and then always leave it to physicality to bond these guys. So that's where dinner will come into play. And you know what? I'm okay with them losing before going on the road, because you can only win so many before that gotta lose it game comes into play.
Right.
So this actually puts them in a good pivotal point versus a Vegas team that's kind of struggling on their back end without Pietrangelo being in the mix, Hannafin being day to day, and like the top line clicks here and there, but if it's not the Eichel show, it really hasn't been much of anything. Marner hasn't picked up any points in his last 2 games as well. So there is a point here where bonding and just getting back to your foundation and everything that worked in training camp can come back into play and tilt it off at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Luce, who knew that dinners could bring a team together so strongly?
Oh, I knew this. We knew this. They can absolutely. A good dinner can bring people together like you wouldn't believe.
Wait, so who's taking us to a steak?
I mean,
I think we're already bonded very well.
I think Lucy.
Dinner will just cement it.
Somebody come get Lucy. The minute we ask who's picking up the bill, she goes, we're fine.
We're already bonded. You know what that means?
I gotta head out.
Besties.
Where's the restroom?
Here's
It's
a
Travis.
check, please. Thanks. She's got it. Thank you. That's how that goes.
That's rude. Travis, take that bill back.
And then Lucy goes, Trav's got that one there.
Anything comped on here? Yeah, no.
Hey, she may be right. We are bonding, though. She's right. I mean, we're already bonded together. It's all good.
I'll take coffee.
Obviously, yes. No, I think this is massive and I think that this loss before, yes, you would want to win and have some momentum going into a road trip against teams, all 3 of these teams that are expected to make the playoffs.
Yes.
This is not going to be easy, but I think that they need to get that loss out of their system. And they know that they started off hot. They can say to each other, we know we can do this.
Yep.
So let's just keep doing it and flush that loss.
Hey, we're done here at Nesson, but the party continues on Nesson Nation. Come with us. Remember, 8 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday here on Nesson. 9 a.m. we keep going, baby. 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Come join us there. Boston has entered the chat. The party rolls on.